Kiss Me Sunlights from Zone of the Enders. If you were to ask me what I think is a very underappreciated game, to me that would be Zone of the Enders. This is an awesome hack and slasher that has giant robots and mechs. Can't go wrong with that. Going along with that is a pretty sweet soundtrack as well, and it has one of the best songs in gaming. Kiss Me Sunlights is a gorgeous song to listen to. It has this futuristic, otherworldly feeling to it that's kind of hard to explain. Also, I really do prefer the version where it's mostly in Japanese. The English version is very good, but I grew up listening to the Japanese version, which, man, I used to have this song on repeat all the time. I listened to this non-stop. This is also one of Kojima's projects, and I would love to see him get the license for this and continue the series one day. Until then, we'll just keep playing the only two games that are there because they're awesome. Into the Wilderness from Wild Arms. Wild Arms is one of the first turn-based JRPGs that I ever really got into. I mean, I absolutely love the music in this game, the story, the characters, it's all fantastic. And I remember as a kid having this soundtrack on repeat all the time. This was one of the coolest soundtracks I'd ever heard, and I still think it's one of the best to this very day. This is like the prime example of the original PlayStation soundtrack. If someone were to ask me what is the definitive PlayStation soundtrack, I would be really torn between this and Final Fantasy VII, because both of them are just absolutely amazing. The amount of emotions that this soundtrack invokes for me is just incredible. And let's not forget the awesome intro that this song plays over, because it is gorgeous. This is one of the coolest intros for a video game that I've ever seen. And I really wish this whole opening cutscene thing would make a comeback. I know this was done at the time to kind of show off the 3D graphics and everything, but I really wish it would just make a comeback, even if it was only for a few games every year. The Metroid games have always had phenomenal atmospheric soundtracks. From the original days on the NES to the most recent game, Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS. Each game has a soundtrack that's really great to listen to, but if you were to ask me what my favorite song is out of the entire catalog, to me, that would be a no-brainer. opening theme of Super Metroid. Such a foreboding track. You know how people say that there are pictures you can hear? Well, this is a song I can see, because whenever I hear it, I always envision seeing the dead scientists and the Metroid. Such an eerie song that always gives me goosebumps. The Prelude from Final Fantasy VII. The Prelude from the Final Fantasy series is one of the most iconic songs in gaming. There are so many iterations and variations of this song that any one of them could be your favorite. But for me, my personal favorite is the one from Final Fantasy VII, because it sucks me into the dreamlike atmosphere of the Final Fantasy games. And when the counter melody kicks in, you'll be hearing it in your dreams until the end of time. Nobuo Uematsu is one of my favorite composers of all time, and this is his best song, which says a lot because he has done a lot of great work. Well, you knew this had to be number one. However, I can't just pick a song. In fact, I can't even just pick one soundtrack. Believe me, I tried really hard, but I can't. The soundtracks from the Bungie Halo games are all extremely important to me. I have so many wonderful memories with those games. You know, I remember playing those games till about 3 a.m. with my friends. I remember playing the campaign with my dad and beating them on Legendary. I remember playing hours upon hours of multiplayer. The characters, the story, and of course the music. And whenever I hear any of the music, all those memories come flooding back to me. It's like every time I turn on one of these soundtracks, nostalgia just punches me right in the face. But it's okay. I'm okay with nostalgia punching me in the face. I can't really even describe how important these songs are to me. It brings me back to such a wonderful part of my childhood, and they always bring back memories that I will cherish until the end of time. I mean, one reason why I record me and my friends playing Halo is because it's like a part of history to me. And I want to be able to remember what we said and how much fun we had and how much we were laughing. That's what I love to hear the most. And man, it is just such an incredible feeling to be able to do that again. And there it is, folks. 10 awesome video game tracks that you should listen to. In fact, you should listen to the soundtracks of all the games I just mentioned. They are incredible, and they're all essential albums if you ask me.